So how is life in quarantine for you? How have you been adjusting to this new normal?
I have to say, it's been kind of great for me. I mean, we have three kids that are all, we have a 17-year-old, a 15-year-old, and a 12-year-old. And so everyone's home. We're not running around at soccer games and plays and, play dates. And so it's been kind of nice. I mean, I have to say, the first 7 weeks were great. We're on week 8 and I'm about to lose my mind.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's been great. It's been a real testament as to who your kids are and how you raise them. And so it's been somewhat rewarding for me.
Yeah. I saw that video you posted of your family friend Coco coming back from her. Oh my God, I cried.
Yeah, that was awesome.
How did that come together?
Yeah, it was, so the day she was coming back from her last chemo visit, and her mom sort of sent out an emergency, hey, it would be great if everyone could line the streets. And so it kind of spread like wildfire through the community. And, we live in Pasadena. It's a pretty tight-knit little community. And so we lined up and we were all on the side of the road and cheering. And the point of view was from inside the car. And afterwards, April walked around with a mask on, and social distancing was just coming into sort of our understanding, lexicon. And she said, I just wish people could see how amazing this experience was for her. I just wish people could celebrate her. And I said, well, give it to me. I'll tweet it and we'll see what happens. And cut to, the entire world ended up tuning in. And, from John Krasinski and to Ellen DeGeneres, the world just sort of took to that story, like they needed that. And so it was really an amazing thing for them as a family to sort of be celebrated for a second.
So you're guest starring in this show, Barkskins, coming to Nat Geo. I love like a period piece for you. I love the look.
I'm going to start to move through my house because my entire family's coming home. Hi, everyone.
We're getting a house tour, Matthew Lillard.
You're getting the inside of my house. There's my heart, and there's Barkskin. It's great. It's for me, I got a chance to work with one of my favorite people in this industry. His name's Elwood Reed. He's the creator. He did a show I did a couple years ago called The Bridge, and working with him is a privilege. I think that he sees me as an actor like other people don't, and he gave me an opportunity to come along and play sort of a heavy in 1600s Quebec, and it was awesome to do things I just never get a chance to do in this business. So it was great.
Yeah. What was your favorite thing about tapping into that type of role?
Well, it's a challenge. I mean, I played Dean on Good Girls on NBC, and I go to work and it's 2 degrees away from who Matt Lillard is, and it's not like you're making huge choices. It's almost like I'm doing an interview, son. Quiet, boy, quiet. But yeah, so it's a little different than what I normally get to do, and having a chance to listening to him nod to his mask. We're going to continue to walk around. The idea of being able to do other things. Quiet.
House tour continues.
It's hilarious. Sorry. I mean, everyone, I should have sent out a memo, which I did, but nobody pays attention to.
You mentioned Good Girls because you guys kind of got impacted by the COVID-19. How do you feel about how the season ended this time, and is there anything that you think will kind of carry over into the next season? If there is one, there better be.
Yeah. Look, I think our chances are really good to come back. We haven't heard anything specifically yet, but it's a very successful show on all platforms for NBC, so that's great. And look, our season finale was episode 12 out of a 16 episode season, so It was like smack dab in the middle of everything building. So I'm excited about where it's going. I mean, I think that when we start next season, we'll continue and finish out what we have planned for this season, then go right into the next season. But look, I think the show it's one of those shows that it's like Schitt's Creek in a way. It's growing in popularity because people are finding it. People have been given a chance to find it on any platform, whether it's Hulu, whether it's NBCU, whether it's internationally with Netflix, all of these elements, allow people to get to it. And the show's finding its rhythm. Like a show takes a second to sort of find its tone. The actors take a second to sort of figure out their characters. And now I think we're in a really sweet spot with the storytelling and the world that we've created.
I'm just a big Scream daddy. One of my favorite.
You say you're a Scream daddy?
Yes.
Okay, it's a weird thing to say, but all right.
Big Scream. I don't know. It's my worst habit is to say daddy all the time.
I mean, it's hilarious.
Terrible.
Okay, what's up, Scream daddy? I got you.
I'm waiting for someone at ET to be like, no more daddies. No more daddies.
Scream mama? I'm a Scream.
Big Scream daddy.
Love
it. Love it. But good. there are things going around about a Scream 5. I know Stu didn't exactly make it out, but there's also theories about, if Stu lived. What do you think about a Scream 5? Just because it's kind of weird without Wes Craven being around.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I think it's gonna be complicated. I don't know. I mean, I don't know much about it. I know that it's happening. I mean, I know I've read similar stories, and I don't know who's in. I don't know who's out. I don't know if it's a reboot. But look, I think that anytime,
So it better not be a reboot. I love this franchise.
Yeah, it's good. And I think they've done a really cool, I mean, I think that when you stay with Nev and you stay with Sidney Prescott, I think you're doing, you're getting a chance to do something nobody else ever did. Like, everyone was so interested in recreating something. I think they would be fools to walk away from Nev. I think she's awesome. I think that people love to root for her generation after generation. But I think I think it takes the right person to come in and fill those shoes. And I think you can see that with the Star Wars franchise. Like, you can either do it right or you can do it wrong. And you just hope, as somebody that, started the franchise and believes in it, my hope is that they do it right. And I'd be surprised if Nev signed onto something.
Yeah.
And didn't have the right sort of love and take on it, and a smart take. And I don't think she would do something just for the sake of doing it. That's what I will say.
If somebody came to you and was like, we have this idea for you to come back in some way.
I am available.
Yeah, okay.
I am available. I don't know if, I would love to come back. Who wouldn't want to be look, we are actors. For the most part, most of us are out here tap dancing as fast as we can to feed our families and get jobs. So if there was a chance to come back that made sense, yes. I mean, originally I was supposed to be the killer in Scream 3. Did you know that?
Oh, I didn't.
Did you know that, Scream Daddy?
I do not think I knew that.
Yeah, Scream 3 was originally conceived that Stu was running a collection of kids in high school that did horrible things. And right before we went into production, Columbine High School broke out. And the world changed. And so they changed the script, and Stu is not in it. So I would like to argue on behalf of the Stu fans out there that he is still alive.
There's things that you were in cameos in 2 and 4, but then I look at the footage and I'm like, I can't even tell if that's you or not.
No. I was in 2 because I was visiting all my friends and I walked through the back of a party scene. I was not in 4.
Well, that's rumors starting right there.
Rumors.
Maybe it's time we made our new movie.
Well, I gotta say, no disrespect to Will Forte, but I feel like it's very odd that there's a Scooby-Doo movie coming out without you as Shaggy. You are Shaggy. You've been Shaggy since Casey Kasem retired. Right. I'm just curious how you feel about Scoob.
Are you a Scoob daddy as well, or just Scream daddy?
I'm definitely, I'm a Scream daddy first and foremost, but I'm definitely a Scoob daddy as well.
What other daddies are you? If you always say daddy, what other daddy are you?
Like an Allagash White daddy. I love a beer. Nice. A Star Wars daddy for sure. Scream daddy.
That's hilarious. About Scoob, I don't have a lot of good things to say. I wish them all well.
Yeah.
I hope the movie does really well.
Yeah. Understandable. Disappointing.
Yeah. That was a drag.
Yeah.
And I was surprised that happened. And I think Hollywood's a very, Hollywood's an interesting place, and I've been around for a long time. And some of them are easier to accept than others when you don't get a job. but that was a bummer. I like playing the part. I like sort of having a legacy and a career that I've spent 30 years, of doing. And so I like the fact that I was that part, and, it was a bummer that went a different way.
Yeah. What are you a daddy of?
What am I? I'm a Dungeons and Dragons daddy, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, I've sort of now been, we started, my 5 best friends and I started a company called Beetle and Grimm's that produces Dungeons and Dragons stuff. We've been playing since we were 21. I'm 50. And so, so we started that I guess 3 years now. And now, and so now I'm inundated in the world of D&D like I never thought I would be, but it's awesome.
My partner's a big D&D person. I've never played.
Oh, yeah?
But he likes it.
It's great. You should jump in.
It's
awesome.
Just it's intimidating to jump in for the first time because.
Yeah, but it's the best. I mean, it's it's literally just sitting around and telling a story. And it's all the sort of great aspects of that tradition that we as a culture love and thrive on. Mm-hmm. And just told in with a parameter of rules that helps guide the outcome. It's an awesome way to spend a life.
It's on my list to try. Maybe I'll be a D&D daddy. Who knows?
There you go. There you go.